We're now live.
Welcome everybody, welcome to the PRWeek podcast. We can't really call it a Perry podcast anymore because we're on Facebook Live, so we'll call it a Facecast, shall we? Does that sound like a good scheme? Joined by my delightful colleagues, Frank Washkuch, our news editor, Diana Bradley, senior reporter covering consumer, and Alison Kansky, our health and public affairs reporter. And webmaster Byron, not forgetting the main man behind the controls, who's going to tell me now how I get that Facebook Live feed on my phone.
You just go to Facebook.
I'm on Facebook.
Are you on the PRWeek Facebook?
No.
That's the magic ingredient.
That explains it. It was on my Facebook.
You should also turn down the sound.
All right, so the drill is with this, we broadcast our podcast and we record it, and the idea of having you folks along live is that we can get questions, comments, etc., and try and incorporate them in the show. So do tell us what you're thinking, what you want us to talk about, and what you think of the topics we're talking about. We've got a great bunch of topics. Shall I go through the topics now, Byron, or shall I wait for the podcast?
You can do it now to give people viewing what...
Okay, for those live viewers, we're talking about Mars Pet Care, a great story, campaign story to promote wet dog food has been our busiest story of the month. We've got another dog-related story, I suppose, Chewbacca, the lady in the mask, which has gone viral. Some layoffs over at MSL Group, and Johnson has a new Chief Communications Officer. We'll catch up with our plans for Cannes, and also the LeGrand Foundation reception on Monday in Atlanta, which was fantastic. The latest crop of graduates there and new students. So that's the plan, and we will start recording momentarily. Yes, Byron?
Yep.
Just how do I get?
Dun, dun.
Sorry about this live Facebook viewers. I'm used to Periscope, not Facebook.
Look, Inception. There we are. It's Facebook Live on Facebook Live.
Facebook. It's like
Inception.
See what we do for you. See whatever we are. Look,
Good, you don't hear a good Inception joke.
will I see the comments on here, Byron?
No, I don't believe you
Well,
will.
okay, fair enough. Waste of time. No, all right. All right, let's go. Frank's getting antsy. You don't want Frank to get antsy. Hello and welcome to the PRWeek, PRWeek's regular weekly roundup of everything that matters in the worlds of PR and communications. My name is Steve Barrett. I'm the editor-in-chief of PRWeek, guide you through the next 15-20 minutes as we do our weekly run through the big issues. We're live on Facebook this time. We're not on Periscope anymore, so we can't say we're Perry podcasting this. We are Facecasting. So if you're listening live, please let us know any questions or comments you want to add to the debate. Who's with us today? We've got Frank Washkuch, who's our news editor. Frank, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's always good to have you along, mate.
Yeah.
You know that. And Diana Bradley, senior consumer reporter, superstar reporter. How are you, Diana?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah? Had a good week?
Great, thank you.
What's happening at Memorial Weekend at the Bradley household? Anything exciting?
No.
No, okay. Bit of
I'm just
DIY?
having a staycation.
Staycation?
Yeah, seeing the sights in New York.
Well, that's not a bad place to have a staycation, is it?
No, what about you?
Well, it's my birthday, Diana, so
Oh, happy
we're
birthday.
going to stay drunk somewhere and fall in a ditch. But no,
Sounds
you don't
great.
tend to celebrate them quite as much at my advanced age, but still looking forward to it. And Alison Kansky, our health and public affairs reporter. How are you doing, Alison?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Are you settling into PR Week?
Yes.
How long's it been now? 2
Um,
months? 3 months?
Just over 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've settled in seamlessly, may I say, so
Good to know.
already doing some great stuff. So, yeah, do make sure you ping Alison with all your healthcare and public affairs stories. All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about Mars Pet Care, a great campaign Diana wrote about. It's been the busiest story of the month about promoting wet dog food. We'll talk about Chewbacca. See what we did there, listeners. Mars Pet Care into Chewbacca, yeah. That viral video, we'll talk about that. Johnson & Johnson's got a new CCO. Alison will tell us about him. Excuse me. A few layoffs at MSL Group, which we wrote about this week. I'll tell you about Cannes. We've got a lot of plans. It's rapidly approaching. We'll have our big Haymarket Hive on the Croisette in the south of France, and the Le Grant Foundation event, 18th anniversary reception on Monday in Atlanta. Great event, great to be there to represent PRWeek. But let's start with this Mars Pet Care story, Diana. Sounds like a bit of a shaggy dog story to me. What's going on?
I'm not sure what that means, but...
Oh, is that another one that hasn't
I don't know,
translated?
do you know that one? No.
Did you never hear that in your time in England?
No.
A shaggy dog story?
There's so many slang
So many
over there.
sayings, two nations
I
divided
love
by
it.
a common language. But anyway, tell us about this one, because this has got so much traction on the website, hasn't it?
Yeah, so Mars Pet Care.
Look it up on Google, by the way. Oh, sorry, I can't say Google. We're live on Facebook. Yes, I can.
Mars Pet Care is bringing together its portfolio of wet dog food brands, Caesar, Pedigree, Nutro, and Iams, in a new campaign that they're working on with Weber. It's a 12-week campaign.
Just
and
for my benefit, because I don't have a dog. Wet dog food, presumably there's dry dog food. What's
yes,
the difference?
apparently most consumers buy dry dog food. So this campaign is trying to get them to buy the wet dog food.
So you don't have a dog?
No, I
Frank?
used to.
Byron?
Frank used to have a dog named Pepsi.
What was it named?
Yeah. Dog named Pepsi. What about
Pepsi?
It died.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
nice.
Sorry.
Brought the mood down.
Sorry, I should
Great job,
Rest in
Diana.
peace. Rest in peace, Pepsi.
Yeah.
From your friends at Coke. No, sorry. All right, sorry, I interrupted this flow.
So yeah, their whole point of this campaign is to get consumers to buy wet dog food, and they're doing that by encouraging consumers to share their dog's freak out faces, and that means freak out in a good way. Just showing when they eat the food how happy and joyous these dogs look. So it's a social media.
And they do they really do?
Apparently so. I mean, I think it's just
They just like food,
eating
don't
happily.
they?
When I spoke with Weber about this campaign, they said they had done some informal experimenting and they captured this crazy joy, so they thought they wanted to base this campain on
Nice
that.
idea.
Yeah.
This
so-
revolves around videos, does it? And social media?
Yes, it includes, they've created some close-up, slow motion, long and short form videos of dogs after they've eaten it, and they're showing those videos on social, but they're also encouraging consumers to send in videos and photos of their own dogs, happy dog faces. And they've also gotten actress Kristen Chenoweth to do a voiceover on the campaign's videos, and she's also lending her voice to a consumer remix station that's housed on a microsite, mixmania.dog. So if you send in your video, then it could be chosen, you could get a remix with a funny voiceover from her. Also, people will get the chance to win some WAG swag, such as surfboards, skateboards, playing cards.
It's great stuff. So that hopefully we'll see that in the Brand Film Festival next year, because that's a brilliant example of film and action, isn't it? And
Yeah.
using all the different elements, paid, earned, shared and owned media. It's very much what we've been talking about, isn't it? The way marketing and communications is going. Engaging people and engaging your consumers so that they're making the thing, sharing the story and buying into it and sending their own pictures. So it sounds like a great campaign, and look forward to reading more about that one when they get the results in. And we'll see how the dry dog food sector responds, shall we? Yeah? And moving into the next story is Chewbacca. You may have seen this video of a woman in, where was she? Based? Texas, yeah. And
Always
she,
is.
only in Texas.
They're always in Texas.
And you've probably all seen this, she gets in her car and she puts this Chewbacca mask on and sort of dissolves into fits of laughter, and it's just gone crazy, hasn't it? As
Yes.
a viral thing. First thing first, Chewbacca, is Chewbacca a dog?
No,
No.
he's not. He's a Wookiee.
He's a Wookiee, yeah. I was going to say, you said he was a dog earlier, Brian.
Well, he's a dog-like
A
creature.
dog-like creature, yeah, I was going to say.
Han Solo's dog.
Alright, so we went from dogs into Wookiees, you know, dog-like creatures. Who's got the best impression of Chewbacca? Frank? No?
I like that.
Nobody's up for fun today. I mean, we've got a holiday weekend coming. Frank looks like he can't wait to get out of the podcast. I mean, what's going on?
I only saw Star Wars for the first time like a year ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how's the communication? What's been going on, Dan? Has everybody got involved? All the brands? Disney got involved, didn't they? Is it Disney or Coles?
Coles.
Right,
got
yeah.
involved, yeah.
Come on, then, into the story. Sorry, I've delayed you long enough.
No problem. So yeah, I still personally do not understand how this video went viral. I just want to start with that. But this.
I just saw it all over my Facebook feed. I mean, that's
Yes.
how most of the things happen these days, isn't it? People just it's very, very organic.
It's Facebook Live's most viral video so far. So it might have something to do with the fact it was on that platform. I don't know. But right after she made this video, Kohl's kind of jumped on it because she bought the mask at Kohl's.
Yeah.
And she mentioned Kohl's in the video.
Brand gold, isn't it?
It is brand gold, and they addressed the video on social media a day following her video, and then they went to her house and they gave her family a bunch of Chewbacca masks and Star Wars toys. They gave her $2,500 in Kohl's gift cards and 10,000 rewards points.
Wow. I hate to see what she was doing after that. If she was getting so excited just by putting the original mask on, because it didn't seem possible to get any more excited than that, did it? That was the whole point, really.
She's had an exciting week though. She was invited to Facebook headquarters.
That's what it was, yeah.
So yeah, they did a whole bunch of things with her. She's been on a bunch of late night shows and.
Oh, really?
Fantastic. Was it the Today? Good Morning America. She's been everywhere this week.
What's the lady's name?
Candace Payne, Payne.
Okay.
So
She's having her 15 minutes.
she
that's
really
for sure.
is. And when we posted this article, when did we post this article?
This
Monday? So
Monday.
at that point, the video, Kohl's gifting video had been liked over 700,000 times and viewed more than 30 million times. So that's impressive as well. They're getting traction for their response.
And you would imagine they've sold out of that mask.
Yeah, the mask is sold out. Yeah, the mask retails for $44.99.
That's amazing.
Well, it makes the noise,
and
doesn't
now
it?
it's on eBay for like hundreds. So,
Yeah. No, it's
yeah,
fantastic.
it's amazing.
So it's, I mean, following on from that Weber story and Mars Pet Care, that's another element, which is the social media viral element to it. Of course, there was parts of that in Mars as well. But this shows the power of social media and genuine engagement. And this is why communications and marketing is becoming so significant as a channel, because this is 10 times more effective than a straight broadcast, linear piece of communication.
Yeah, and actually, just to follow on from that, Fortune noted that that her video garnered more attention than this year's Academy Awards, which brought in 34.4 million viewers.
Yeah.
And Kohl's was the exclusive department store partner or sponsor for that show.
Yeah.
So her video brought in more than 135 million views.
Do we know who helped Coles out here? I mean, were they doing it
So
in-house?
they worked with their social media AOR is this agency called Huge.
Huge.
But they don't have a PR AOR. They used to work with Weber. In 2013 we brought them on, but I'm not sure when that relationship ended.
And Huge is part of IPG, is it not? Are you thinking of the same, based in
I'm
Brooklyn?
not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. We'll see.
We should
what
check that
happens.
before we start these podcasts.
I'm working on speaking with them.
Indeed. All right, but yeah, great case studies, 2 brilliant case studies. That's why it's important for your brand to have a social listening room. I was in at Arby's on Monday when I was in Atlanta for the Grant event. They've got a big social media room there, and they've taken great advantage with Farrell's hat at the Grammys, and we've got the meets and all that stuff. They've turned their company around based on marketing and communications, and it just shows the power of this stuff and what we're writing about and why it's so important and why communications and marketing is merging, and it's really compelling. So, Pharrell. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. How would you say Amish? Amish.
So in the Midwest, some people do call them the Amish.
Amish,
But
yeah,
I
that's
think,
the way
I think the proper term is the Amish.
Okay,
The Amish people.
got it. That's got nothing to do with any of the stories, by the way, but it does have to do with pronunciations. A regular, interesting topic of conversation around the PRWeek newsroom. All right, Alison, tell us about, back to reality, tell us about a new CCO at Johnson & Johnson, really high-profile role for Michael Sneed. And he's replaced Maggie Fitzpatrick, who left about a month ago, didn't she?
Yeah, she left in February. He's been doing that role essentially in the interim.
Yeah.
They just decided, like, all right, he's good at this, and put him up there. Before he was worldwide VP of Global Corporate Affairs, which he's keeping.
Yeah.
He's keeping that role and keeping, like, overseeing that.
Okay, so his role won't be replaced by another person. He's essentially adding Maggie Fitzpatrick's. Okay.
Yeah. And the craziest thing I thought was that he's been with Johnson & Johnson for 33 years in some way, which is a long time.
That is crazy when you look
Especially
at.
in pharma too, because
Yeah.
people do tend to bounce around in that industry.
Yeah.
But also, when you look at his picture, Michael he doesn't look as though he could have been anywhere for 33 years. He's a very young-looking fellow. So congrats on all fronts to Michael for that. Great to see an African American getting a senior communications role. We'll look to see it. Did you speak to Michael in your story?
No, I haven't. I'm working on it.
Okay. And so basically the story there is they've upped Michael to take on Maggie's responsibilities. And do we know, because there's big changes over the last 18 months at Johnson & Johnson, Maggie instigated a big agency review, which we wrote about, didn't we? Really massive overhaul of their whole comms function there. And they've had some troubled times, haven't they? There was a survey this week by YouGov, wasn't there, saying their reputation was what? It was the lowest ever.
Right. Well, the big problem I think that J&J has is this series of talc-based lawsuits in which the awards, that the plaintiffs in these cases are getting are really high numbers, tens of millions of dollars. So they make for big headlines. J&J's appealing all of them, obviously, but that's a big headache for them as a brand right now.
Didn't the Huffington Post debut one of their features, like their investigative branch with the giant J&J expose?
I remember that a few months ago. I wonder how much traction that got, though, because if you think about that as compared to some of the other more in-depth reports that other outlets did, whether it's Panama Papers or something like that, I sort of felt like the J&J story didn't get as much traction in the media as it did, and part of me thinks it was just too long. I mean, it was just such a gigantic.
It was like a book, wasn't
it?
it?
Really
In
was.
fact, it probably was a book, really.
Yeah.
It didn't get picked up at all by other media, which suggests that there was something there that wasn't attracting other media. It's not like the Amazon story with the New York Times, where everyone started talking about it and the other media all jumped all over it. They definitely didn't on that one. So I'm sure it didn't do them any great amount of good, but it certainly didn't. I don't think that's a big reason behind their sort of problems at the moment. So good luck to Michael in his new role there. Let's move on to agency world, MSL. Frank, let's start with you on this. They've had a few layoffs. Obviously, there's been quite a few changes there over the last 3 or 4 years, and the latest North American leader is Ron Gerges, and he's been bringing a lot of people in. A lot of people have been leaving, but you and Diana have been writing about some layoffs.
There have been some job cuts at MSL offices in Boston, San Francisco, and New York, and the word on the street is that they are due to folks from the PayPal account being moved to other accounts. PayPal used to be a much bigger client of MSL than it is now, though MSL still works with them in some regions. But they have moved their account at least temporarily for a 60-day period to Edelman before making a final decision on it. So some job cuts at MSL Group. MSL Group was quick to respond that they're investing in the business and have made more than 60 strategic hires in the last several months, including 15 SVPs or higher, and that no executives were affected.
When you say executive, Frank, let's just clarify what that means, because
Senior executives.
senior executives, yeah. We're not talking assistant account executives here or areas, we're talking senior folks, yeah. So do we know what areas these people have come from?
What do you mean by what areas?
Well, if they're not senior executives, where are they from? What parts of the business?
It would seem, according to what MSL Group said in the statement, that we're talking about people below the SVP level, VP level, account director, account executive, and things like that, more towards the entry level than the top level.
Okay. Anything more to add on that story? Okay, well, check out the MSL write-up in the agency business report. They're obviously in the thick of a big review at GM, General Motors, and they did, they spent a lot of last year in the thick of another big review on Procter & Gamble. What was the general feeling about how they came out of that, Diana?
Out of the review on Procter & Gamble?
Yeah.
MSL Group, so they, I know that they consolidated their agencies, and now they're working with.
Yeah, they generally came out of that okay.
They were one of the big five, so
Yeah.
to speak, that came out of that. Though I think, the gray area with that account is in different markets outside of the U.S. What's going to happen with that work and
Yeah.
moved around with that.
Okay, well, we'll see how the business progresses. There's been a lot of change, and a lot of change at Publicis as well. It's holding company with the allying into Publicis Communications, new leadership there with Guillaume Adet and Arthur Sadou. Lots of change in the overall holding company and at MSL, so we'll see how that plays out over the rest of the year. So let's talk a little bit about Cannes. We've got a big cabana there this year, the Haymarket Cabana, Haymarket Hive. You can check that out on our website, which is Haymarket at Cannes, I believe. Byron, is that correct?
Yes,
Haymarket at Cannes.com. And we've got lots of events there. It's a place you can come and hang out, chill out, network, and we'll also have a party there on the Tuesday evening after the PR line. So do go to the website, check that out. Register for interest, and we'll send you details on all the events. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the LeGrant event. I was there on Monday in Atlanta at the 18th anniversary reception. Kim Hunter's LeGrant Foundation does fantastic work helping people of diverse backgrounds get into the marketing, communications and advertising industries. So it's just really, when you go to that, you really realise the great amount of work that Kim does. And there were 40 graduates there picking up their checks, and it was a really fantastic event in the world of Coca-Cola in Atlanta. So people were able to get recognised and also then network, which is one of the big things. It's not just about giving money, it's making those connections that will help them in their careers moving forwards. And there were a lot of CEOs there, Rob Flaherty from Ketchum, Pat Ford was there from Burson Marsteller, Brad McAfee from Porter Novelli, and corporate people, Barry Caldwell was there, executive from Coke, from Prudential. So it's a really good group for the young people to network with. And then, push on in their own careers and then reach back as well. So there were a couple of graduates who'd gone on to great roles. One at Verizon, working with Torod Neptune, and gave a great speech about the importance of continuing that work. As we all know, this is a big issue in the industry. It's something Kim's been working on for many years, and PRWeek is happy to partner with the LeGrant Foundation on that, and we've got our own initiative, the Diversity Distinction in PR Awards, which we launched for this year last week, so check that out as well and make sure you get your best work into the mix for that. So that's all we've got time for this week, I think. So we'll sign off and see you next time on the PR Week.
No
Thanks for
questions,
watching.
Byron?
Somebody asked, have you seen hashtag Cup Fusion? If not, check it out for next podcast.
What is Cup? Let's look it up right now. What is Cup Fusion?
I'm not sure what Cup Fusion
I
is.
hope this is
actually.
safe for work while I'm looking at that.
Cup fusion.
Hashtag Cup Fusion.
CUP?
Yep, just like you would think.
Well, let's see.
Does anyone watching right now know what Cup Fusion is?
Cup Fusion. Looks like it's something done by Hershey's on behalf of these new gigantic Reese's peanut butter cups.
Interesting. That's my
King
favorite
size
candy.
ones. So the first thing that popped up was a tweet from about a week ago that was from Reese's Twitter account that says we're missing 20 packages, and it's very much a gif of like a plane flying away with Reese's peanut butter cups.
Interesting.
Let's see what else it's getting, what kind of traction.
One to check out, Diana. Is it on your radar?
Yeah.
Looks like it launched about a week ago.
Cup Fusion.
Cup Fusion, all right, thank you for that.
Yeah, yes.
Person in the internet ether.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time on the PR Week.
Oh, here's a